Afternoon and Jai Hind students. Today we are going to start with history. The name of the chapter is Civilizing and Educating the Nation. As the name of the chapter suggests us, civilizing the natives. Since Britishers when came here, they came as the traders, and very soon they conquered the territories and they become the territory holder of the India. And not only conquered the territories, they had control over the revenues and the tax system of India. We have studied in second and third chapter how they performed the war, their different policies, land settlement, collecting and revenues from India. After completing all these responsibilities coming up to 1793, the British administration here in India, maybe in the form of East India, till 1850, and after 1857 when India became the colony of the Britain, different time period, different education system was introduced to make us civilize. It was their norm to introduce in the world for the natives that they are introducing education to civilize the natives, but in the other form their aim was to education system to make us slaves or to take professionals for job. So they announced it that they had a cultural mission to civilize the natives, but actually their concern was introducing the English education or education for us to change our taste, desires and values, to make us a loyal individual or individual towards the East India Company or British. So in this we'll study about the British education system which introduced in India during the colonial period, and this system according to the time period divided within two categories. First is Oriental education, which begins from 1793 to 1830, between 1830, and the second is from 1815, from the mission education concept introduced in India from 1815 to 1947. So my student in this chapter will be studying the education system which was introduced in India after 1923. It doesn't mean that we don't have our own education system. You are going to study in this chapter about our own education system was a form of Sanskrit or in the Asian language. So in this now our first topic begins, the tradition of Orientalism. Orientalist. So William Jones had set up the Orientalist Institute. Along with William Jones, Henry Thomas Colebrook and Nathaniel Hall had begun the Orientalist learning. Orientalism means the Orientalists respect the Indian ancient heritage and culture and started discovering by reading, by studying the Indian text. They started discovering facts related to the Indian text. They started mastering the Indian languages. They started translating the Arabic or Persian to the English, and they started sending it to the West in Europe, so that the European people came to understand about the Indian culture, heritage and values. So who was William Jones? That rises in our mind. So William Jones was a junior judge at the Supreme Court in Canada. He was an expert in lawmaking, and that is why he was a linguistic individual. Linguistic means he was well knowledgeable in terms of Greek, Latin, French, Arabic, English language. Apart from he had learned, he had spent many hours in India to study the Sanskrit text. He had learned the Sanskrit language and grammar too. He had studied ancient text on law, philosophy, religion, politics, arithmetic, medicine, and other sciences too. It tells us that even the learner of Veda. So if you can see, in according to Hinduism, philosophy, religion, politics, arithmetic, medicine, everything is mentioned within the different forms of Vedas. Now, William Jones had set up for his Oriental learning, he had set up the Asiatic Society of Bengal and started a journal called Asiatic Researches. All these things which these three were doing, William Jones, Nathaniel Hallhead and Thomas Colebrook, they were not doing based on their own money. Some of the money spent by the British government here in India on these works. On these works means in the Orientalism, they shared a deep respect towards the Indian civilization. They understood and discovered the sacred legal text, and they believed that only these texts could reveal the real ideas and laws of the Hindus and Muslim, which can for the future development here in India. So their idea was that the being as an alien ruler, for Indian people, they were the aliens because they have a different culture, different religion, different values, different norms, different food habits, different dressing sense comparable to us. So they have taken it that it's being as an alien ruler, we have to the Indian text, Indian culture divided within different languages, different religions. We have to understand this, and then only we can rule for a longer time on India with the help of Indian people. So according to me, the Oriental learning was very good for the Indian culture, Indian sacred texts and for Indian people, because till between 1793 to 1830 was the time when Britishers, through the Oriental learning, by opening Oriental institution here, they were respecting the Indian culture, trade, tradition, system, language, religions. They believe in the setting up of the institution and encourage the teaching of Persian literature and poetry. They understand that by doing this only, being as a ruler, they will be expecting to be respected by their subjects. With this concept, they had opened Madrasa in Quetta in 1781 for the Russian Islamic learnings, and they had set up a Hindu college also in Benares in 1785 to encourage the Sanskrit ancient text. Thank you and Jai Hind.